Well,
happy Mother's Day!
Happy Mother's Day!
We're never gonna have kids, so this episode we're talking about our pets. Because that's as close as we're gonna get to being moms.
Yeah, don't even ask. Don't say I'll change my mind. We're not having kids.
Not happening.
No, not happening.
Well, welcome to our podcast.
What a start! Welcome to Gold Can Stay, a podcast about two long-distance sisters.
Telling long-distance stories.
I'm Kasey.
And I'm Allyson. And I'm not having kids.
No, we're not having kids today. We're not having kids tomorrow. But today we are talking about our fur babies, which I do not like that phrase.
She said it.
I had to. I don't like that.
Fur baby, fur mom. Honestly, because it's so close to actual fetishes that... Oh, is that a baby fur? Never mind. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know.
We're talking about pets.
We're talking about pets.
You love them, you hate them, you pick up their poop.
Yeah.
Pets.
Chia. That's not...
Chia maybe pet. That's your goof. Is that today's Kasey's goof?
No, I guess it could be. I was gonna make my goof that I cut my bangs too short and I don't like it. I don't like it when my eyebrows show. That's too short for me. Which cutting my bangs is not new to me. This isn't like a quarantine thing for me. I cut them between haircuts because you have to cut bangs. They're just too short. And especially as my hair gets oily throughout the day, they just like get higher and higher and it looks kind of mullety. I don't like it.
Hey, here's a question about bangs.
Oh, okay.
Do you notice that you get, like, acne on your forehead because of bangs?
I think it probably, but I don't have, like, a lot of acne. I just get, like, the odd one here and there, but that's, like, I have fairly clean skin, but if I do get acne, it'll most likely be on my forehead.
Yeah, I feel like my short bangs were really making it happen for me up there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see, but it's been a stressful I don't know if you can see, but it's been a stressful week and I've been picking at my face.
Oh, I don't do that.
So enjoy. Yeah, that's a thing that I do. Trying not to do it, but every now and then there's one and it's just like I have to pop that. It's gonna explode at a bad time or something. Anyway. Well, that's a pretty minor goof. An oof even.
What did you say my other one should be? Or was it going to
be? Your chia pets died, which is kind of appropriate for the pet episode.
I don't know if that's really a goof as much as it is just... I don't know. It was my fault. I mean, I didn't water them as much as I should at the beginning, and that caused them to just kind of quickly die. I do want to give it a second go just because I want to see them. If you don't follow me on Twitter, Instagram, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. I had a Rhett and Link chia pet from their mythical society. It's kind of like Patreon, their version of Patreon, but they give out gifts every 3 months, I think. So they had a chia pet of Rhett and Link's head, and I've never had a chia pet. And I tried, and I failed. It wasn't what I expected. Because, like, you see it in the commercial. It's like, cha-cha-cha-chia. It just, like, grows. She's like, cool. But this was, like, a slow, slimy, weird process. And it looked like bugs. And I don't know. Like, I've grown plants, and it was fun. But the chia pets, I just didn't do a good job, I guess. Well, I'll try again. There's plenty of extra seed.
Oh, I didn't know it came with so many seeds.
It came with a lot of seeds. Like, a lot.
Were you supposed to put them all on at once?
No. Oh, I put plenty on. I'll try again. We'll see. Pretty minor goof, if you ask me. Yeah, maybe next time.
Is there a hashtag where it's like Rhett and Link chia pet and you can see everyone else's successful, beautiful, luscious chia pets?
I'm not sure. This actually came out while I was in Japan, so I probably missed, like... the main excitement of it, but I don't know.
The main excitement of growing a chia pet.
Yeah.
Man.
It was pretty fun because I've never done it, and it was fun to, like, post. I was going to do daily process, but that didn't happen. Whoops. So, I don't know. They died, and they're all shriveled. I'll try again. 2 goofs. What's your goof?
2 goofs for the price of 1. You really came back from your dry spell.
I did.
Well, then here's another surprising twist. I don't really have a
I'm pregnant!
Oh.
My goof is that I'm pregnant.
Look, don't joke. I've been eating a lot of food this week, and I think it's just stress. I don't think I'm pregnant.
Food baby. I can tell you about many food babies.
Anyways, so my goof's not about me. My goof is a goof that I witnessed of some strangers.
Okay.
And it's spicy.
Oh, God, you keep coming in with those spicy goofs.
I don't know what has happened, but ever since I got back, life is very boring, but it's also kind of spicy. But I guess my first goof was in Japan. Anyways, so I went to the Greenway, which is basically like, paved trail in a city. And I walked around with Bones. It was great, beautiful weather, whatever. Not that many people out there. Lots of people wearing masks. Felt very calm, cool, whatever. I get back to my car, and I go to put Bones in my car. And I look at the car next to me, and there are like two middle-aged people just like making out hardcore, tongues down each other's throats. And then one of them notices me, and usually in that scenario it's like, oh, LOL, we got caught making out. Like, that's so funny, because I mean, like, what else are you gonna do? No, these people look like they had deer in the headlights. The woman got out of the car, rushed to another car, and like peeled out and left out of the parking lot. And the dude also peeled out. And I was like, did I just witness an affair? Because they were both in like minivans. And
probably, but like, you don't. Do they think they knew you? Maybe they thought you looked like someone they knew.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the role that I played in this goof was just witnessing an affair. But it was just, if it wasn't an affair, you wouldn't be acting like that. And also, you wouldn't have come to the park in two separate cars. And also, you're putting your families at risk when you're making out with someone that's not in your household. So, just a lot of layers to that goof. It also felt bad. I don't like the cheating stuff. That makes me feel bad. So just really, that's a grave error. That was not on me. That was a grave error on some strangers.
What?
It was so weird.
Okay. Huh.
But I felt like I needed to share that story. For anyone who can hear this disgusting sound in the background, because I don't know if I'll be able to edit it out all the way, Bones is eating a chewy bone and licking it and his paws. So, you hear that?
Unfortunately.
I usually do a pretty good job of editing it out for the audio version, but actually one of the reasons why I wanted to do the pet episode today is because Justin...
Bones is dying.
Oh my God. No, Justin, my boyfriend, was like, if you want me to keep him on the weekends so you can record the podcast in peace, I would love to do that. And I was like, well, maybe. I don't know. So I was like, might as well do the pet episode while Bones is still with us.
Bones is dying.
No, he just turned 8. We can talk about this later, but he just turned 8. He's very healthy. His nose is looking better than ever. Got him some creams. But yeah, so anyway, my goof wasn't my goof. It was someone else's goof, and it was fucked up and weird, but also kind of funny, but mostly it was sad.
Wow. That is, never seen that before. That before.
It was weird.
Well, wasn't very pet related.
On that note, oh yeah, I don't have any pet goofs recently.
Well, we'll talk about them, I guess. We'll get into that, huh?
I got some goofs coming up.
Oh, God.
Well,
okay.
Do we need to catch up on anything before we get into the meat of the temptation cat treat? Before we get into that chewy, ooey, gooey center? Before we get into that chew-doo?
Huh. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it was a pretty blah week.
Yeah.
Just personal drama that don't need to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever.
Yeah.
That's life.
All right. So,
cool.
In today's episode, we're going to be talking about our pets, in chronological order, like from when we were our first pet ever to our current pets, I guess.
As adults, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so,
let's just get into it.
Let's just fucking do it.
What was our first pet?
Oh. Well, my first memory of, living with animals, and we can save the frog stuff for the creepy crawly episode.
Okay, yeah, it's not really a pet.
But it's not a pet. But the first memory I have of pets is just having a fish tank when we lived in Kansas. When you were 0 to
2,
maybe 2 or 3, and I was I don't remember being 0, but I was 4 or 5. We just had a fish tank.
And that's the only pets we've ever had. Goodbye, everybody.
No, and then we moved the fish tank with us when we moved to Tennessee. Mm-hmm. So we had fish. We lived in a house that we couldn't have pets in because I think our parents were renting at that point. So we just had fish for a while. Do you have any memories of the fish, Kasey?
Yes, I do remember the fish. I remember having fish. Everyone has goldfish. Yeah, that's like... If you're an American, you have a goldfish. I feel
think that's
like.
just I mean, Dad had an extreme tank, though. He had, like, angelfish and stuff.
Yeah, and
he was more into it than we were, yeah.
Yeah. I remember the goldfish. I remember goldfish dying.
Oop.
I do remember.
Oh.
I believe we flushed them down the toilet.
I think that's the protocol for dead goldfish, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, you throw in the garbage? Like, that's sad.
I guess some people might bury them.
Bury it.
But for some reason, we gave them more of a, I don't know, sea funeral.
Honestly, traditional. Everyone does that. It just seems natural. You know, fish die in water. Put them back in the water. Go? I guess you could drive to... I mean, like, what? You throw it into a lake and then, like, his body just washes up. You know, like... I don't
ashes to ashes and water to water, I guess.
I don't want to go to the park next week and see my dead goldfish's, like, skeleton, like, washed up in the lake.
Oh,
could you imagine?
I've seen a dead dog washed up on the shore of a lake. Wrote a song about it in my indie band.
But, like, your own dog, you know? Like,
yeah, no, that's
wasn't your
very
own
different.
Dog. Yeah.
No, that was not my dog. Yeah, I remember, I don't remember them dying. I guess that didn't really have an impact on me or anything.
Oh, it impacted me. Oh.
I'll never get over for days. You're crying at school. Had to go to the counselor.
Nah.
I remember wanting like a cat or a dog so bad, and only having this fish that I every now and then would take the fish out of the fish tank and pet it.
Right. I
do you remember that?
I don't know if I remember you doing it, but I do remember you talking about doing it.
I wanted a pet so bad. Fish just don't quite cut it. Now, I will say, I mean, as an adult now, I don't think I appreciated the fish as much as a kid, because, you know, kids don't, I guess, maybe have that depth of appreciation quite yet, but I went to an aquarium recently, not an aquarium, but a pet store recently, that was just like in a hobby aquarium shop, and the fish there were like genuinely curious and really interesting, and I actually was like, I want a fish tank again. I remember having a fish tank as a kid. It'd be dope to have a couple of little fish and some plants, but no, as a kid, not my thing.
I just feel like fish they're more of like decoration, because you can't do anything with them. They just sit there and look pretty, and like you decorate the tank, like it's like something that you decorate and it's like alive and it's there. Like you can't teach it tricks. You can't pet it.
I think that you can teach them tricks. I've seen videos where scientists teach goldfish tricks and stuff, but like that's a whole nother level of dedication. They're not like,
and that's not the same as like play dead. Yeah, and it's all cute. It's a fish.
Can you imagine teaching a fish to play dead where it just kind of floats to the top of the tank?
I mean, I guess, but you know, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I'm a fish hater. There, I said it. I just don't see them.
She said it.
They're just there for decoration, it seems like. I don't know.
She said it. Fish hater.
All right, so...
Aren't you a Pisces?
I was about to... Yeah. I hate myself. I was about to start going off like, wow, fish are ugly, and like, oh, this type of fish. We're not here to talk about fish, you know. We're here to talk about
we're
pets.
done.
Okay.
That's the first chapter. Chapter closed. We had some fish.
So we had some fish like in elementary school. I don't think we had fish when we moved out to our next house, the duplex. I don't recall having fish there. Okay, that's enough silence, because if you can't remember,
that was a lot. Yeah, I don't remember, but But do we have fish at Pecanwood Court?
No, but I did get my gerbils.
I forgot about your gerbils.
Was that in middle school? I think it was in middle school.
Oh my god, I forgot about the gerbils.
What were they called? Pimmy and Sandy. Not Pimmy. Sandy and Tiggle.
Was that also Tama and Friends names?
Yes, Tama and Friends names. I think it was Tiggle and Sandy.
Yeah,
Sandy
I think
was
so
like
too.
A sandy colored one, and Tiggle was a white with gray stripes. And and they humped each other. I think Sandy humped the other one.
God.
They're both
totally
girls.
Forgot about them. They're so cute.
I actually liked my gerbils, and I enjoyed having them. I mean, they didn't really. Again, like I feel like smaller rodents are just there for. They're just like low maintenance, don't live for long, they don't really do anything. Like hamsters, like I don't really find them that cute, and they just kind of sit there and you can't interact with them. I like having big animals where you can like cuddle and sleep with them. But I did enjoy having them because at the time we couldn't have a cat or wait, no, we did have cats.
I got those. Yeah, I think we had. Maybe we had cats. Already when you got the gerbils.
Okay, so I got these out of order, but whatever.
But that's okay. We'll do it by size.
Maybe I just wanted something that was like my own because our cats were like our cats. So maybe I just wanted like a pet that was like mine. So I had gerbils. Not much to say. They lived for a couple of years. And for the longest time... Okay, so I kept them in a big fish tank because I didn't buy like a hamster cage or something because I didn't have a job or anything, and our parents weren't rich, so I used like a big fish tank. Like it was a pretty big fish tank, and there was no top on it for the longest time. And we had cats. Don't know why I thought that was a good idea. For the most part, they were fine. The cats would just like lean over the cage and like look at the gerbils like running around. But there was once or twice where they swatted into the cage.
Oh God!
And it like hooked one of the gerbils like eyelid. But I think it was fine because nothing happened.
Oh my God.
But I remember I was like, oh shit, like my gerbil. Like, I don't know how my cats didn't just go in there and like eat them like right away, but it seemed to be fine. But eventually Dad did make like a mesh top for them. But I don't know, they were all right. They didn't really do much, you know? I mean, I would put them in a ball every once in a while. They'd run around, poop little pellets. I will say the one story I do have, so that when they died, I don't remember the first one dying. I think I just woke up and it was dead. But the second one, when the second one died, was pretty traumatic.
Well, I don't know. Hold on a second. Did the first one not eat the dead body of the other one?
No, that's like hamsters and their babies or something.
I don't know why I thought about that.
I don't know.
Sorry. So the first one died and it was like normal.
Yeah. And then, like, I think, like, a couple months later, the second one died. But the way it died was slow and painful, maybe? Basically, it was, like, dragging itself around the cage, like, with its front... This is such a sad episode. What the heck? It was dragging itself around the cage, like, with its front paws, slowly. And there was just, like, a trail through, like, the dirt... Not the dirt, the like wood chips or whatever that they hang out in. There's like a trail of it just like dragging itself around the cage, and I like couldn't go in the bedroom all day because like I was like I can't sit here and watch this gerbil like slowly drag itself around the cage, and it died that day. I mean I don't know how long it took, but it was really. But like I wasn't gonna go take it outside and like stomp on it. Like I mean I guess I could have taken it to the vet, but I never took my gerbils to the vet because maybe I just thought like they're like mice or something. But I was, like, traumatized by that for a little bit, and I buried them. They're both next to the steps. I don't know if maybe they did some gardening and found their dead bodies, but I think I put them in, like, Play-Doh containers and put them next to the steps.
I wonder if it just had a stroke.
God, it's so sad to think about. Like... I don't know, I feel like I was in middle school, so I couldn't be like, I'm driving you to the vet. But, like, Mom and Dad wasn't like, we need to take him to the vet. They were probably also just like, oh, it's a rat or whatever.
Yeah, there's unfortunately, I think there's just, like, this trend in, like, animal ownership that, and not for, like, serious pet owners, but, like, a lot of people will be like, oh, this is a disposable pet, which, I mean, the older I get, the more I'm like, life on any level is not just disposable, you know? But, like, I mean, back when we were in middle school, we didn't know any better, like,
but I mean I took good care of them. I was traumatized by what was happening, but I guess I just never thought, oh, you take a little gerbil to the vet, you don't see gerbils on the veterinarian signs, you just see a cat and a dog, so I don't know, maybe it just didn't cross my mind, but it was dying. It was clearly
I don't know. Well, rest in peace, Tiggle and Sandy.
I don't know why it's so funny. Okay. They had a good couple of years. Yeah, I really enjoyed... So, I I love toys for little rodents because they had these like you could put together like a McDonald's play place sort of looking like tubes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But they would like eat the whole thing. They'd chew it all apart. So I'd go buy more and like build it different. They'd chew it all apart and get more. And it was really cool to like DIY your own like tunnels for them. I like that. That was really cute and colorful. I liked it.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, I think about getting mice these days, but I think I like cats.
Well, I've always wanted a rat. Mm-hmm. I've wanted rats probably since I was in like middle school or high school. I did a lot of research about them. They're very smart. They come in all kinds of colors and coat textures and ear shapes and sizes. But I just never got one because they require a lot of socialization. They're really smart. So you either need to get like 2 rats, or if you're only going to have 1 rat, you need to like be involved in that rat's life. And also just like the smell. I don't really like any animals that have to use like a litter box. Yeah, and also they're just kind of smelly. But they're really smart, really cute. Always wanted one, never got one. Maybe one day, probably not.
Why not?
Just like I would feel like I would need to get them like the biggest, best cage, and like I just don't think I've got a dog right now.
Cages are kind of annoying.
Yeah, that's just like you almost need like not a whole room, but you need like a big space dedicated to them. Whereas opposed to like a dog or a cat, you just integrate them into your life.
Yeah.
They were made to sit on a couch and chill with you.
Well, so those are the gerbils. Excuse me for doing that out of order. First, we got a cat. We got a family cat.
Yeah, we got our first cat. And like any American family, you're probably going to name your cat Sushi.
I remember I wanted to name it Oreo, like a basic bitch 3rd grader that I was. And I'm glad we didn't because, Jesus, Oreo.
I mean, honestly, Sushi's not that much better.
No, but it is better, though. Oreo? Might as well name it Fluffy.
Or Mittens.
Mr. Kidding.
Or something. So we got Sushi from your best friend, right? Mm-hmm. Your best friend's family's cat had kittens.
Kittens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we sure did. They were trying to get rid of them, and I guess like that because like we've always wanted a cat or dog, like you said. So I guess when my best friend's family was like, we're trying to get rid of these cats, they were like, well, here we go.
You gotta. Why not?
Here we go.
Yeah.
So we got Sushi. He was a basic like tuxedo.
Mm-hmm. Black and white tuxedo cat. He was a great cat. Honestly.
He was a good cat. He was indoor outdoor. He was pretty chill.
He used to walk me to school. When we were in middle school, our house was maybe like 4 blocks from the school.
It was so close. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and the cat would like walk us to school and then walk back sometimes. And then we eventually stopped letting them be indoor outdoor cats.
Wait, what order are we going to go in order of just like of them living and dying? Are we just going to go in like it's timeline order? Is that what we're doing?
I mean, yeah, I guess we introduced Pepper. I don't remember. So, did we get Pepper from Randy's parents as well?
No, I think someone. That's really hard to tell. I think someone thought he was Sushi, and they were like, "Oh, is this your cat?" I don't remember.
I thought we got him as a kitten, though.
Yeah, well, did my friend find him, and they didn't want to keep another cat, so we took him?
Oh, maybe.
I don't really remember how we got Pepper, but he was a sweetie.
And also, like, the name, I feel like we didn't.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
He didn't come with the name Pepper? Okay.
No, I don't think so.
I guess we named him Pepper because he was also a black and white tuxedo cat, and we're really good at naming.
See,
but Pepper's pretty good.
Yeah, I think Pepper's cute. I don't remember much about him. He was he came and go so quickly.
Mm-hmm. He was really, really, really sweet.
He was really sweet. He showed up. He came. He danced.
Oh yeah, we would dance with him.
If you hold his paws, and he would just like stand with you and dance,
waltz around.
He was also an indoor-outdoor cat.
Mm-hmm.
And he just disappeared one day.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
We lived on the end of a cul-de-sac, so honestly, like, as far as, like, indoor-outdoor stuff goes, for the animals' safety, that's pretty safe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the bird population is a whole nother aspect of having an indoor-outdoor cat. But at the very end of our cul-de-sac on one end...
We could talk about bird stories. They brought in...
Oh, well, yeah, being an indoor-outdoor cat, they brought in birds every now and then.
Like a bunch of featherless baby birds. That was...
Oh, God, yeah.
And then we would come home from school sometimes, and there'd be a bird flying around inside the house. That was always fun. Just a
surprise.
What were you saying about
Pepper's disappearance? Mm-hmm. There was that house on the end of the cul-de-sac where an old couple lived, and they had a very nice garden.
Like a vegetable sort of garden, I think, right?
I don't know. In the backyard, they probably had vegetables, but they also just had a really well-manicured lawn and had flowers and stuff. Like, it was a really nice lawn. But they were kind of mean. I remember them just being mean. They were just mean. I guess they were, like, protective over their property or whatever. Pepper disappeared, and we didn't know where he was. We couldn't find him. And one of our neighbors told us that they saw a cat that looked like Pepper in a cage or a trap in their yard.
Then the neighbor that told us that was also old, and I feel like maybe those two old people were like rivals. You know,
God, you think they were just trying to start shit.
I think they constantly were like arguing about things, or just like, you know, trying to get each other in trouble over things or something.
Imagine using someone's pet as fuel in some kind of dumb feud, though.
I don't think that was towards them. I think maybe they had like a rabbit cage in their garden. Maybe Pepper got in it, and they were just like, well, bye.
No.
I think maybe that was the conclusion we came to.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Pepper disappeared, so...
Just disappeared. Just gone.
One day he was just
One
gone.
day, yeah.
And then after that, we just decided no more indoor-outdoor cats.
Yeah, we decided that Sushi was no longer going to go outside because we were so heartbroken. We couldn't bear losing another kitty. So we had, like the flap doors going from our basement and then from our basement door outside. Fun thing about those indoor-outdoor doors is that if you ever got locked out of the house, which happened too many times, you could, well, if you were like, you know, like young, like us, you know, get on the ground, wedge your arm up into the door, get the lock, unlock the door, and then you couldn't reach so that was to get into the basement, but you couldn't get into the actual house because it was too far away. So I would grab one of the croquet mallets, and just like bang. So I would put the mallet through the next cat door and like bang on the lock until it like rotated, and then I could get into the house. Oh my God, yeah, if a robber really wanted to like try to get in, I guess he could. But I mean, like, you know.
Hot tip for homeowners: put your animal door on the opposite side of your door handle.
Yeah, make sure it's as far away as possible.
Because I did that too. I remember one time. I guess that's a story for another time.
Okay, great. Yeah, so multiple times I remember, like, forgetting my key or whatever and reaching on it. Well, roll up the sleeves. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Put my hands through
really
the
get in there.
Cat door.
Yeah.
So, Sushi no longer indoor. And then we got another cat.
Yeah, Dad said that he found this cat in a box on the side of the road, which I'm calling bullshit, but okay.
Should be debated.
I mean, why would you stop on the side of the road because you see a box?
I don't have an opinion.
Anyway, I just don't. Someone had this cat and he took it. But he got it. He came home from work one day with this tiny little fluff ball, white with black spots.
And a black spot on her forehead, but then there's a little white spot inside it. Yeah, she was cute.
And I thought it would be cool to name her Sprite. But Sprite like a fairy, not like the drink. I don't really remember what my reasoning was. I think I was maybe into fairies.
I think we were also debating calling her like cow or something because she was like white with black spots and she looked like a cow.
She definitely looked like a cow.
Which later in life she certainly looked like a cow.
She got fat.
She got so fat. But then she did have like huge black spots on her, and she really looked. She had like a nice udder.
She had a jiggly.
She had a jiggly. I don't know what you call that, like skin pouch on your cat's stomach. We call it the jiggly because it jiggles
from side to side when they run. just really swaying.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Like another.
if you have like a fat cat and it like starts to really go, that thing like it sways. Why is this like what?
Oh my god.
Oh jeez.
Uh,
The Jiggly. Yeah,
The
so we got Sprite. She got old and fat,
but before that,
before she got old and fat, because we
She
had a
was a
boy
child.
cat
yeah,
and we had a girl cat. What does that mean for
cat wedding?
Cat wedding, and we have
Cat wedding.
Wow, that was. I mean, I think I sewed like a felt top hat for Sushi. Did he have a coat, like a bow tie or coat of any kind?
I don't know. I don't
We
think
have
so.
photos, but I don't feel like digging those out. Huh?
Sprite was wearing like a veil from a Barbie doll wedding or something.
And then we made like a walkway with some rugs. We did it.
Flowers.
We had cat treats at the end so that they did walk down the aisle. we
Incredible.
had them sit in front of the fireplace. We took photos. Oh my god. That is hysterical.
Oh my god, yeah. And I just want to say for the record that Sprite was not old enough to get married.
Oof. Well,
She
cat
was-
years. Cat years?
She was a kitten still.
She wasn't full grown, but she wasn't like tiny.
Okay.
I'll have to show you
I'll have to
pictures.
check-
Now I
yeah, I
wonder
was
if I
gonna say, I
should
have
like
to check
scan a
the
couple and you
photos.
can put a few in to the video
There we go.
version. Sorry, audio listeners.
No, we'll post it on Instagram.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll dig those out because I'm pretty sure I have some.
Oh my god. I have I had at one time the actual album, but I don't know. Probably threw it away. I think Dad had it, and he was trying to give me all that stuff, and I was like, I don't need this.
Is
Like a
it not?
scrapbook.
Okay, because I remember I made a like a spiral bound construction paper. I made that. I thought.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, but for some reason it was in Tennessee.
Okay. Well, I got rid of like a lot of my stuff when
Yeah.
I moved to Canada, so I don't know. But I remember
think
taking a
Dad
few
had
photos of just like stuff of like photos. Just kept a few photos to have.
Mhm.
So I definitely have some though. So I'll try to scan those and send those, and maybe they'll be in the video.
Maybe.
Cat wedding. Cat wedding.
Wedding.
So Sprite and Sushi got married,
Mm-hmm.
and then, oh wait, no. So once Sprite became of age,
Oh yeah. Okay,
this is
so
a story. Wow.
your best friend Randy's dad was a veterinarian.
He used to be. He
Wasn't at the time.
Because then he started working at the Tyson chicken plant or something. That's where he worked at the time. He used to be a veterinarian. So to save money on getting our cat, was it spayed?
For a woman cat, for a female cat, I don't know.
I guess we
spayed.
shouldn't include photos of. We did take. Okay.
God, the whole thing was so weird.
He tied our he put our cat to sleep with. He had like proper medication. Don't know how you get that after you don't work in the field anymore, but he had it.
I think he had connections with other vets in the town.
So he tied our cat down to like some sort of like a work
sawhorse.
table. Yeah,
like a sawhorse or something. Yeah, like
in our
workbench.
kitchen, and he like tied her down, cut her open, spayed her, as we like watched. I feel like maybe we
Like
didn't
a
watch the whole
whole-
time. we took photos.
surgery
we developed
theater
them.
in our kitchen.
Now keep in mind we are from Tennessee. Like maybe this is more of like a country bumpkin. I mean, we weren't on a farm.
No, I think it was just like
Our parents just wanted to save money on spaying
and
our
also
cat.
maybe like I don't know. There's so many layers. It
Do you think
has to be
maybe
more than that though because like
Dad wanted. He wanted to like
I
get back
think
into like veteran.
Yeah, I think part of it is like maybe he just wanted to like do a vet thing again. Another part might have been like Dad's kind of a fucking weirdo. Another thing, because here's the thing: if you don't have the money to spare new to your pets, there
Don't
are
get a pet.
programs.
Oh.
Well, no, there are programs that will do it for like free or close to free. Like you don't have to get your friend to come over and spay them in the dining room, in the kitchen.
The kitchen.
But man, yeah, I wonder, and you know what? I wonder if that had some part in, like, sparking my morbid curiosity, because I'm into dead stuff and, like, weird things like that. But who knows?
Maybe,
yeah, that was
maybe not.
It was a weird fucking time.
Didn't really think anything of it though at the time. Gotta say.
Yeah, I was like, whatever. Looking back, man, there's a lot of weird stuff happened in our childhood.
We definitely have photos of that, but I don't think it would be good to include those. So that happened. Probably the weirdest animal story I feel like I have.
Yeah, no, hands down.
I mean, how
that's
can you
probably
top
the weirdest.
that? How can you top that?
Yeah, unless your pet gives birth to a 2-headed animal, I think probably like getting your animal spayed in the kitchen's the weirdest thing that can happen.
Yeah. So, we had 2 cats, and next up came...
Did Pimmy come before Sushi left?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Okay, well, we got another cat. I think we got a dog next. Did we not? I can't remember.
Oh, wait,
I can't remember. Well, I'm looking at the notes that you wrote down.
Oh, let me check my notes.
But...
I just listed them.
Yeah, so we don't... Okay, so it's fine if it's not in order, because who cares? I'm pretty sure we got a dog and then a cat, but we got... Sushi got asthma and basically died within days of his diagnosis, I guess. We took him to the vet.
Sorry.
I don't even know how we found out, like, he was sick. Because, like, I mean, I was in middle school, so I don't think I was really paying that much attention to, like, the health of my pets. But basically he got diagnosed with asthma, and then, like, a few days later he died.
I want to say that he had, like, he was, like, having coughing or wheezing fits or something. Oh, Bones right on cue.
Speaking of.
And he ended up having an asthma attack in the basement and dying all by himself.
Well, cats like to be alone when they die.
Well, that's also true. Yeah, animals do crawl off to be alone. I guess they'd rather die on their own terms than get eaten by a predator while they're vulnerable.
Yeah, I think they're feeling weak, so they want to be, like, safe. So they, like, go hide. So I don't know. He died. It was sad. We cried. Dad
was real tore up about that.
Let's not linger too much on the deaths, I guess, because we don't want to make that a thing. So then we got another cat. Again, found.
Who found? Was it via Dad?
I don't know.
Probably.
It wasn't us. We never found cats.
No, yeah, that's not my thing. Man, Pimmy was a wreck when we brought her.
I mean, she was so cute. She was mostly white, but had, like, a few black and orange. Like, I guess she was calico technically, but she was mostly white, just had a few spots here and there. She was so cute, but she couldn't keep any food down. So she, barfed up everything.
Even as a kitten, when we brought her home, I remember her just being, like, really sick and, like, having, like,
she looked
eye
rough.
Problems. And, like, she had probably been, like, out in the wild. But, yeah, she never,
fully recovered.
Really recover from that.
And also her personality was she was very skittish. Like, she was, like, kind of crazy. But she
had a rough
she
start,
was sweet.
I guess. Yeah.
She was nice. She was sweet. So thin, so tiny. Because so... Eventually, our pets had names, but eventually we would give them nicknames. So I think it started off with probably Sprite. We started calling her Fatty because she got fat.
Whoops.
And then with Pimmy, we started calling her Itty Bitty, which got shortened to EB because she was very thin. Because she
very creative with her nicknames.
Which didn't change. So we have 2 cats, and I think at this point we got a dog, because you really wanted a dog.
Yeah, I really wanted a dog, and me being like I gotta be different, I gotta be like unique kind of person was like, oh, you can rescue greyhounds from rescue retired greyhounds from racetracks. And I think I'd always been kind of like, I really like those kind of breeds, like greyhounds or like Afghan hounds, which are basically just greyhounds with really long fur.
Yeah.
And so we got one. They like did a house check. They interviewed us, and we got this really big. She was like 90 pounds. She was big. Brindle Greyhound, and she had recently broken her leg while she was being fostered. So we had her, and she was like recovering from her leg injury. Like, we weren't allowed to really like run her a lot. Hey, knock it off. My mom's cooking. Look, mom's cooking, so he's just like standing by the door grumbling. So she was like recovering from this leg injury, and I guess I'm just going to tell the whole story about her, because we didn't have her very long.
That's fine. Yeah, we had her for like 2 weeks.
And she was my dog. Yeah. No! It felt more.
You
say
say this every time. It was like 2 weeks.
So Darlin and I really bonded, I guess. And like the time that we had together felt like, it felt like an eternity.
Okay. Yeah, because every time we talk about her, the time
I'm like, we had her for 6 months.
Longer.
Yeah, no.
No,
damn.
It was like 2 weeks.
Shit. Well, I guess it was probably because she was my first dog, and we really did like bond. Like, she slept with me, like she'd follow me around the house. Like, we were tight. We got really tight really fast. So yeah, we took her to a follow-up appointment, and they were like, wow, this leg, it either like wasn't healing, or it was like the bone growth was like getting buck wild. It turned out that she had bone cancer. And we talked to the Greyhound Rescue, and like they advised, and like the vet was advising and all this stuff, and they were like, it was one of her front legs, and they were like, Greyhounds don't really do well with front leg amputations, and they advised that we just like put her down. So,
which seems like kind of crazy, honestly.
Yeah, because I have a friend that has a 3-legged dog, and she's missing one of her front legs.
I've seen plenty of 3-legged. Like, your first thing is like, kill it. It's like, what? I mean, cancer is one thing. Like, maybe like would it have spread? I don't know. I mean, I'm not a veterinarian, but like, dang.
Yeah, maybe it had spread more than we knew. Maybe like, I'm sure they didn't tell us everything, but
it's like, it's not like
she wasn't that old. She was probably like 5.
Was she not? I was
she
like,
was 3 or 5.
But I mean, I guess you can't run. Like, Greyhounds have like a lot of energy, so she'd probably have all that energy. I don't know.
Yeah. They like advised that it would be better to just put her down, and that was my first. Like, Sushi's death, I guess, didn't really affect me that much, but like having to take Darlin to the vet and be there in the room while they administered the drug, and then just like be with her while she was dying, like that was like really tough for me, and I'm just like a very emotional kid, always been. So I couldn't be in there the whole time, which I kind of felt bad about, but there were other people in the room.
You couldn't? I don't remember.
I think I left before she actually like died. But yeah, that was really...
Yeah.
Well, it was really rough.
That was also my first time, like, experiencing, like, putting an animal down or, like, being there. I mean, I think this was before the gerbil, but, yeah, I haven't had that experience until recently again. But I do remember, like, we found out, like, she had cancer and she was going to have to die pretty early. And, like I said, pretty sure we only had her for 2 weeks. So
that's wild.
My, way to go about that was like, well, if this dog's gonna die, I'm not gonna get attached to it. So like I just didn't get attached to her, like didn't really hang out with her. So like when she died, I was like, this is sad, but like it's just a dog.
Yeah.
So I remember like, I think it was Dad was like, why aren't you as upset as Allyson? I was like, I didn't get attached to her. I was like, I just distanced myself because I knew this was gonna happen and I didn't want to be sad. Which seems weird. I don't know, but
I mean that just kind of like illustrates our two different personality types. Like you're very like logical, and I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna dive in head first and get my heart fucking smashed to a million pieces, and that's just how it is. That's how it is.
Yeah.
But the funny thing, I guess it's not really funny, but like, since, we got her from a rescue, the rescue was like, well, we'll just give you another dog and we won't worry about adoption fees and stuff. So it's kind of like a replacement dog. Mm-hmm. And she kind of sucked. I remember picking her up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the people that were giving her to us were kind of like, okay, go take her by. Kind of like, I got that vibe from them.
We should have, I think we all got that vibe.
Yeah, we were all kind of like, this is weird. Why are they trying to get rid of this dog so fast? And like, I don't know. There was just a weird vibe.
And she wasn't like a horrible dog. She was just
super needy. She was just super needy and just cried all the time, which...
I've heard dogs just cry. Some dogs just cry.
Yeah, I think that was just, she was, you know, I guess she, maybe it was just the dog version of me. She just cried all the time.
Oof.
But, you know, and being left up to me, the, like, depressed, distracted teenager to take care of this needy dog probably wasn't the best situation for everyone, because you probably just needed, like, to be trained and be, like, really interacted with a lot. But at that point, I think I was starting to be like, oh, I can make out with boys and stuff, and like, oh, high school? Bye. And so, I don't know, I probably didn't take as good a care of her as I could have. But we did do training classes together, and that was fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
But yeah, she just cried all the time.
All the time.
All the
That's
time.
fine. That's fine. So that was her. So that dog was a thing. And then we got another cat. So I guess coming back to, because you had a dog that was yours. Like, I didn't really feel like it was my dog, because I didn't really want a dog. And we had, like, two cats that we shared. So I think I just wanted, like, I was like, well, Allyson has a dog. I want, like, a cat that's mine. So I got a cat. Why are you laughing?
I'm just, like, it's just wild to me that two adult people running a household would be like, oh, there are 3 animals in this house? Sure. Bring it.
Let's get
another animal.
Bring in the next cat.
Why not?
Yeah, because I think I even remember was like, there's too many animals, but like I want my own. But my parents were like, yeah. So I was like, okay.
Okay.
So we immediately went to a shelter, and like there was some kittens, and we got a kitten.
Did you go by yourself?
No, I couldn't drive. I wasn't like.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, like.
Oh.
Was I there? I don't remember.
I don't think so. I think it was like me and Mom or something.
Yeah. So y'all went to the Humane Society and got a kitten?
Went to the Humane Society. I remember there being a cage of, like, boy kittens and a cage of girl kittens. And I was like, I want a girl. And so I had 2 choices. One was, like, literally bouncing off the walls of the cage. Like, she was climbing up the walls and, like, jumping to the other walls and just, like, all over the place. And I was like, nope. I'm gonna say no to that one.
Yeah.
And there was another cat just sitting there all quiet and cute. And that was Licky. And so immediately, like, took her next door to the vet to get her neutered, which seems kind of young, because I'm pretty sure she was very tiny. But they did her, and they were like, what's her name? And I was like, she's a little cat, so her name is Little Kitty.
At some point, you just kind of got to give up. You've already used all your naming powers.
In my defense, her name ended up being shortened to Licky, so I think it's a really cute name. Licky. Very original. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Not much to say about her, honestly. Like, at the time. Like, so now we have 3 cats and a dog.
Well, I don't know if you remember this, but I was campaigning really hard to get you to change her name to Danger Mouse.
I remember Danger Mouse being a thing in your life a lot. And
I think I just found out that musical artist, and I was really into Danger Mouse and MF Doom and stuff. And I was like, Danger Mouse? He's like a hip hop artist or R&B or something.
I see.
And I was just like, oh, Danger Mouse would be such a cool name for a cat. And I was just like, name it Danger Mouse.
Ugh. Get your own cat named Danger Mouse.
Yeah, I'm not going to get any more cats.
Why didn't you name Bones Danger Mouse?
That would have been a pretty cute name for a tiny dog like that. You see him?
Not anymore. Oh, sorry. There he is. My thing was covering it. Okay. So I don't know.
Yeah.
There's Licky. We got Licky, and then couple years. No, not even a couple years. It was like months later. We got another cat.
Mom brought a cat home for once. That was a big surprise.
Mom. So I remember her like coming home and being like, "Oh, my friend brought a cat into school that they're trying to get rid of, and it was so cute. It was like a rag doll. It just laid there and let you hold it, and I want it so bad." And I very specifically remember her telling her, we already have 3 cats and a dog, unless you're gonna like really help, because like it was up to us to do the like litter box and like take care of the dog and stuff, which like fair enough, they were our animals. Mm-hmm. But it was like, and like we were bad teenagers. We did not do it as often as we should have.
Sure, yeah.
And they would always get mad at us, which again, fair enough. But it was like, if you're gonna get another cat, you're gonna have to pitch in. And she was like, oh yeah, I'll do. We're dragging our parents in this podcast.
Yeah, well.
So I very specifically just being like, no, I'm not having another cat because like you already get on to us about the litter box, like you have to help with it. She's like, oh, of course I will. And so she got Mr. Kitty, which as you guys probably know, Mr. Kitty's now my cat. And lo and behold, she did not do the litter, and she abandoned him as soon as he got home because he's always been very shy and just like distant and just even like with me, like he wants to like be near me and stuff, but he's very shy with like how much affection I give him. Like you can't be too rough and like in his face. He wants it, but like you have to be like just a little bit at a time.
He's so kind of aloof.
So, and he is like, I take him to the vet and he just like dies and he'll just like lay there and flop around and people think he's the sweetest, like most well-behaved cat ever because he just like gives up when he gets scared. So I think that's how he was at school. So then mom brings him home and he's still kind of like that and she didn't like that, I guess. But I like felt bad that he was like all scared and hiding. So like I basically just like took Mr. Kitty in and now we're pals. Micho. He's in the other room. I didn't want to bring him in the room for you viewers because like if I bring him in, as you know, cats will want to leave, but then they'll want to come back in. They'll want to leave and come back in. So
want to get out of there.
He's not in here right now. So that's Mr. Kitty. So now we have 4 cats and a dog.
I was thinking about like what kind of dumb stories about like living with all these animals and blah 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 blah, and there's one story about Lori that, like, really only one story about Lori. Well, there's a couple of stories, but the only one that's funny. There's one story about Lori that I think kind of just a really great story.
I wonder if this is the same story I'm thinking.
One morning...
Okay.
I don't know how this happened, but one morning I don't know if, like, one of our parents had cooked something overnight, or they had cooked something that morning.
Here goes.
I don't know, yeah. There was, like... I guess she had gotten into a pan of grease or something and, like, ate a bunch of grease from, like, a roast or, like, bacon or something. I really don't remember what it was, but she had the shits. And
like liquid.
Yeah, it was really bad. And we had tried to crate train her, but she really wasn't doing well with the crate, and she'd, like, slip out anyway, so we were just like, F it, no crate for her, she can hang out. But I was like, you know, this was before I was going, like, this was in the morning, it was a school day. I was getting ready to go, and I was like... I can't just leave her in the house, and I'm not going to crate her. I was like, we'll just put her in the bathroom. We'll put her in the bathroom, and I'll deal with the consequences when I get back home. For some reason, this was also the same day I decided to bring my very first high school boyfriend over to our house after school. Yeah. This is probably why I remember this so vividly. So I brought my high school boyfriend over, and I was also like, oh, wait, hey, can you wait in my bedroom? Because my dog's in the bathroom, and, like, I know she's been sick, and I need to go check it out by myself.
I'm scared.
And I opened up the door. And Lori not only had shit everywhere, but she was probably stressed about being locked in her room and was covered in shit. And there was just poop everywhere.
I don't remember this.
I don't know where you would have been.
Yeah, I never left the house except for school. Loser.
Did I make you ride the bus? Because this must have been...
Oh, from high school? I think I rode a little bit.
Maybe that day
in high school?
That's fucking rude as hell. Maybe that day I made you ride the bus so I could take, me and my high school boyfriend.
Yeah, you and your boyfriend can go home and deal with a literally shitty dog.
Just a shit dog. So I just remember like the first impression of him coming over to my house was like sitting in my bedroom while I cleaned a bunch of shit out of the bathroom and gave my dog a bath.
Wow.
Thanks, Lori.
So you were gonna lead with a story, but all I could think is like the multiple times she did have the squirts, because Greyhounds are huge dogs. If you leave anything on the counter, or if they get into the trash, which they can do easily because they're huge, you know, they get the poops. She had the poops multiple times, but like, thankfully she always did it. Like, our mom had like these little rugs throughout the house. For some reason, she always pooped on the rugs, which like, thank God, because it's a huge dog. And with the squirts, I would just take the rugs outside and hang them over the balcony and just spray them down with the hose. Oh God,
that's messed up. Yeah, I don't know if it was her or Darlin, but one of them like I remember this, like, mom's birthday at Farron's house, like, got on the counter and was, like, eating a bunch of birthday cake or brownies or something.
Oh, my God.
And it's like, you know, you really have to train them to not get on the counter because they're a million feet tall. And
it's a little hard because, like, you get them from a foster home and, like, they're racing dogs, so they're not really trained to begin with. So it's like you're kind of starting with an adult dog that's learned stuff already and
doesn't know anything about the human world at all. I don't
know. Not much to say about that, honestly.
No, not really.
So that's that as far as, like, all those pets. So then we, like, moved because, like, we graduated high school and we had to split up the family. Like,
our parents got divorced after you
I didn't mean
graduated.
that, but I guess technically, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what it was. So, like, me and Dad.
Yeah.
You and Mom went to Murfreesboro.
Yeah, so how did we decide to split the pets? So obviously I took Key because she was my cat, and then we took Mr. Kitty because technically he was my cat, I guess.
Yeah.
So
obviously I took Lori, and then Fatty and I were really close, and I guess
EB, I think at this point I was just like, she's kind of like a broken cat. I was like, and then, like, we're moving into a small apartment, so I was like, I can't have 3 cats in a small apartment, so 2 cats. So that's how we split them. Where do we go from here? Something crazy I did with my cats is that I drove from Tennessee to British Columbia, Canada, with 2 cats in a car. That's like 4 days of driving. Like, wow.
How was? Yeah, why don't you tell us?
Honestly, it
that
wasn't
crazy
bad.
Story.
Like, none of our cats aren't used to car rides because the only time they go in cars are to go to the vet, so they're not used to car rides. So when you put them in the car, they're basically just, like, screaming and cowering, you know, which is fine. And I meant to put them in the car, like, every day for a week before the trip, just, like, hopefully get them used to it, but that never happened. But basically, I bought this really big, like, soft cage, put it in the back seat, hoping to give them some room. It had, like, a hammock in it, like, it was great. It's
like a chill zone.
Yeah, I put a like, disposable litter box back there, like a really tiny one, some food, water, and they just cowered in the corner for 4 days, and it was so sad. But, like, what am I gonna do? I feel like flying would have been just as bad for them, and I don't know. But whenever we stopped at a hotel, they were pretty chill. They, like, got out and, like, explored and immediately used the litter box because they didn't use the litter box while we were driving for 12 or more hours. Like, it's crazy how long cats can hold it. But they did pretty good. Not much to say. They just cowered in the corner, and that was it.
Well, good for them. I'm glad they made it.
My cats are pretty chill, which is great. I appreciate that. Whenever I have my cats and I take them to the vet, they're very impressed with how chill my cats are, because apparently most people have crazy cats, which I find kind of weird. We've never had crazy cats.
Yeah, I think part of that is, and we've talked about this a little bit, just talking, is that cats kind of have a reputation for being untrainable and
aggressive,
unsocial. Yeah, but it's really, that's not how they are. They're domestic animals, so if you treat them in a certain way, they will behave a certain way. I mean, and there's also inherent personality types in animals, for sure. But generally speaking, cats are just as trainable as dogs, and, you know, they're not all inherently rude and antisocial and aggressive. Like,
if you assume they are and neglect them, yeah, they're certainly going to turn out like that.
Yeah, so it's just like, if you treated a cat like a dog, I think that'd probably be more, you know, dog-like or more sociable. Of course, there are different breeds that have different personality types, just like dogs. So, you know, some cats are more predisposed to behaving a certain way. But generally speaking, I feel like cats are probably pretty chill if you just treat them pretty chill.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Well, okay. Yeah. So I had my cats. Licky passed away last August from cancer. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
But you got Bones.
I did get Bones
a 7 years ago, did you say?
It's been 8 years. It'll be 8 years in July.
Wow.
We've been together so long. Yeah, I can talk about that, deciding to get a pet as an adult, research and all that fun stuff. I'd actually had a French Bulldog with an ex briefly, and I guess I somehow kind of got into squishy face breeds a little bit. I'd had friends with Boston Terriers. I really like to research stuff. So when I decided to get a dog, I was like, all right, I'm going to research the shit out of all these breeds and find out what breed fits kind of like my personality type, my activity level, blah, 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 blah. And Boston Terrier really seemed like the best dog for me. And so from there, I did research on reputable breeders and like where to get a dog and what to look for in a breeder. And I found one in Kentucky. She was super legit. She interviewed me. I interviewed her. I put a deposit down. This was actually when I got back from Japan. Like, you had just got back from Japan. I visited you.
In 2011? 12,
yeah.
2012.
Yeah. And when I got back, I was like, all right, it's time. I'm 25. I'm going to get a dog. And there were 2 dogs to choose from. And I chose little Bonesy, because Boston Terriers have a stripe going down their forehead that splits to go on both sides of their, like, quote-unquote cheeks or whatever. But Bones only had the white stripe on one side of his face. And I really like asymmetry. So I wanted to get him.
Well, also she gave you a discount because he wasn't perfect.
Yeah. So the woman I got Bones from breeds for show and performance. So she breeds dogs that participate in like the AKC, like Kennel Club, and the Westminster Dog Show or whatever, like that kind of stuff. And she also they do performance stuff like agility and obedience and stuff like that. So Bones, because he didn't have a symmetrical face, didn't adhere to the standard Boston Terrier look, I guess. Yeah, so I got him for a bit of a discount. But
wow.
Yeah, still paid a pretty penny for him. But the thing about like purebred dogs and like buying dogs from a breeder is like, honestly, like if you get one from a reputable breeder and you pay more up front, you are paying for quality. Like she did, she's done many tests on the dogs and their genealogy, and she's actually, the particular breeder I got him from has a PhD in, I don't remember the actual term for it, but horse eyes, basically. She was like a PhD professor at a college in Kentucky, and it was like equine not oncology, but or not
I have
orthodontics.
no idea.
I don't remember the eye.
Orthodontist.
Yeah. But yeah, so she actually did breed with a focus on like
optometry.
Yeah, equine optometry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess she was also like breeding Boston Terriers with a focus on like not having really fucked up, bugged out eyes. So as far as Boston Terrier goes, their eyes are more like under control or whatever. Anyways, I had you come on down to Nashville. And we went and picked him up in Kentucky, the little tiny guy, and we met my breeder in her office, and she was like feeding him roast beef from an Arby's roast beef sandwich.
Oh God, I do not remember that.
I remember this day vividly because I was getting my first dog by myself as an adult. So like everything is like picture perfect, clear memory. I remember just like walking him outside and him being like so tiny and like holding him, and then you drove us home in my car. We got KFC for lunch.
Yeah, we did. It was storming like crazy.
Yeah, it was raining really hard. Like I remember being like, man, I'm glad that I'm not driving because you can't see shit out of the windows right now.
Wow.
I remember us stopping at a rest stop so we could all go to the bathroom, and Bones humped your shoe.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Asserting dominance right off the bat.
And then I kicked him, so I asserted it right back. No, I didn't. I did not.
He was so good on the ride. He didn't pee on me or anything. He just sat in my lap and was like sleeping.
Ugly sounds ugly, is disgusting, is inbred. That's all I have to say about that.
Bones, a rebuttal?
Exactly. He literally can't breathe. That's how I feel about dog breeds. Don't like it. Don't like it.
Oh, buddy. But yeah, so I remember, dropping you off in Murfreesboro after that and putting him down in front of a water bowl and then him accidentally falling into the water bowl. It's pretty embarrassing. And then Mom squeezed him so hard that he cried.
So. Very eventful day. Very eventful.
So yeah, and then me being a first-time mom and not really knowing shit about shit, the first few days were... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I very specifically remember you being like, I'm going to crate him, he's going to be crate trained, he'll sleep in his crate, and I was like, no, he's going to be in your bed within a day, and sure enough, he sure was.
Oh yeah, that night, I think it probably wasn't even 30 minutes of him crying in the crate, and I was like, oh, screw it, you can come sleep with me, which, my main concern was, him peeing in the bed overnight or something, but honestly, he was a dream to housebreak. Overnight, he somehow either, he never peed in the bed, and I don't know if he really even woke me up that much, but there were a few nights where we had to go out in the middle of the night, but he was so good. But yeah, I was gonna be, the best strict dog mom, but no.
Yeah, I know you all too well.
Yeah. It didn't take very long for me to crack under that pressure, but I remember, having to go to work and leaving him in the kitchen and stuff and being like, man, why is he he would scream and cry and there would be drool coming down his face and he had a rash on his chest from crying and drooling so much. But we got through it. We're chill now. You're like my best bud. Give me your paw. Thank you. Oh, he sure is loud. Yeah, and I sleep with earplugs now.
Yeah, what a dream.
Yeah. The older he gets, the more snorty he gets. But he's been really great. He's my best friend.
Dave had a similar situation with earbuds. He went out and bought a pack of 100 earbuds when I first moved up here to Canada.
Earplugs?
Because earplugs. Because he purred so loud. She purred and it was brr, brr, brr. It was crazy how loudly she purred. Excited. It was nice because you could hear her purr. But Dave bought headphones because he couldn't sleep with her because she would sleep right next to my pillow every night. Yeah. She would jump up next to the bed, next to the pillow and be ready for bed. And she would lay there and purr. And it would put me to sleep. But Dave was like, I gotta buy headphones, and he had earplugs ready to go. Which he eventually stopped using, and he, actually said he had a dream the other night about Key, which was very sad. But, I had something to say, but I don't remember what it was. Haha. Oh, one thing I think is really funny about Key and, Dave's relationship is that, Licky loves human food. She loves food. That's her personality type. She loves food. She was a big fat bowling ball. She was huge. I even I measure her food or whatever. She's just fat. I think a lot of female cats, once you spay them, they just the hormones get all messed up and they just get fat. But also she just liked food. So she would, whenever I ate dairy or meat, cheese, stuff like that, she would always want a little nibble of it. So when I came up to Canada, Dave's a big meat eater, so he would always cook meat for dinner, and she would always just get next to him at the dinner table and just meow meow, and sometimes she'd even get on the chair next to him and just stare at him while he was eating.
Oh my god!
I was like, Dave, just give her a little piece, and she'll leave you alone. And he hated it. He didn't want to, but then eventually, as we lived with, because he liked my cats, but he wasn't a cat owner, so he eventually started giving her a little piece of dinner, and then eventually he'd be cooking and be like, Licky, come get your little piece of food.
Aww.
And I was like, oh my god, she warmed up to me. It was so cute.
Cats can have a little salami as a treat.
Well, it wasn't salami, but
that's a meme.
Chicken.
Are you familiar with that meme?
Oh, sorry, no.
I only know 5 memes, and that's one of them.
No, she's great.
Do you remember Fatty eating tomatoes and puffy
Cheetos?
Yeah.
We have a photo of you and her sharing a puffy Cheeto.
Yeah.
I'll see if we can dig that one up too.
Lady and the Tramp style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she jumped up on the counter and licked a hole into a tomato.
Yeah.
Which I feel like says a lot about the food she was probably eating.
Oh,
which
probably,
was like,
yeah.
We gave
probably.
them like Meow Mix or something.
Yeah.
Bad. I give my cat the good food now.
Same. Bones eats the good shit. Speaking of Bones eating stuff, hey, remember that time Mom fed Bones grapes? Hey, there are only like 5 things that dogs can't eat, and grapes are one of them, if you out there don't know that. Man.
Everyone thinks chocolate's bad, but you want to know about grapes.
Yeah, they'll fuck their kidneys up, or their liver, I can't remember which. Man, I had decided to go back to school, and I think you had just graduated that year, because you were still working in the library, right?
Yeah, that summer, yeah.
Yeah, so I went to like this orientation thing, and I left Bones with Mom, and I went to see you after orientation was done, because we were going to go get food or something, because they had given me a food voucher, I don't know. And I texted Mom, and I was like, oh, what are you guys up to? And she was like, oh, LOL, we're just snacking, eating grapes. And I was like, ha ha ha. I was like, you're not giving Bones grapes, right? And she was like, no, he's eating like 7 or 8. And I was like, oh, okay. My dog weighs like 10 or 11 pounds, and grapes are very bad for dogs. So I was like immediately in panic mode, crying. Had to rush back and tried to get him to vomit by feeding him
baking soda?
What was it? No, it was a hydrogen peroxide in a syringe. I think that stuff had been too digested because he just puked up hydrogen peroxide. So we had to take him to a vet, and they had to like, I don't know if they pumped his stomach or I don't know what they did, but they got it out. And I think that was also why he had that abscess on his butthole afterwards. Because after that, I think the whole experience was super traumatic for him. Afterwards, he had this huge abscess on his butthole, and had to get that. Had to get that poked and drained. It was disgusting. It looked like someone punched him in the butt.
Small dog butt glands are just a thing.
It's actually all dog butt glands,
but more specifically like smaller. Oh god, yeah.
Bones has never had a problem with his glands. I know you're supposed to get them expressed like regularly, but Bones has never had a problem with it. But Lori used to have problems with that. She would need to go to the vet and get them expressed because she would start shitting this weird like almost like bloody poop stuff. Man, pets are great. Man, what a joy.
Wow.
Very cool.
Yeah.
But,
Well, are those all of our iconic pet stories, I suppose?
I guess those are all of our iconic pet stories. Yeah. Do you have any plans for any future pets?
Oh, this is so morbid. I'm pretty sure Mr. Kitty's on his way out, which is like so sad because I just lost like Key in August last year, and I was like, Mr. Kitty's gonna be one of those cats that like lives to 21 because like he's 15, he's like energetic, he's like always running around, he's hyper, like he doesn't look 15. But then suddenly, like, I guess that's just how it is. Just suddenly, like, something happens and they just, like, start to die.
Yeah.
That's how, like, Key was. Like, she just suddenly had cancer and, like, suddenly she was dead. So, like, Mr. Kitty, he's, like, having liver issues and he's sneezing a lot and he's not I'm pretty sure he's lost so much weight because he's not eating because, like, he has to be on specific food. And he's, like, very picky eater to begin with. I can literally, like, put my fingers under his ribs. Like, he's so skinny.
Yeah.
And it's hard to tell because he has a long fur, but I'm, like, really worried about him. And he doesn't seem to have much energy. He doesn't want to play. Wow. Not talk about depressing. Okay, so.
I mean, the thing about pets is, like, you let these creatures into your life, and you're going to outlive them.
But I don't want to make a sad podcast.
Well, no, I mean, but I think the important thing to remember is that you're there for their whole life. And, like, that's pretty special. So, like, think about it. I'm going to cry. Think about it that way. You know, like, they might just be there for a chapter of your life, but you're there for their whole life.
No, I know. I just don't want... People are here to listen to something happy. I don't want to talk about...
Well...
too much death.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, also, I don't know. The podcast is not going to be happy 100% of the time, is it?
Well, okay, whatever. Who cares? Anyways... So, gosh, I feel like he might be on his way out, but I really want a cat, because, like, my cats, we grew up in a household where, like, I didn't have any friends, no one like came over. And our cats are like really friendly to us, but like they hide, like whenever someone comes over, they hide and they're like terrified of people. And I'm just like, I don't know where you got this idea that like people are like gonna kill you. So I want my next cat, I want it to be like almost like a dog. I don't like dogs. They're stinky, they're smelly. I don't like them. Whatever. Fight me.
That's fair.
So I want my cat to be like a dog. Like, I want to take it out on walks. I want to take it on hikes. Like, I want it to be active. Like, I want to take it out and be friendly towards other people. So, like, I want to leash. I want to, like, harness train it and go on adventures. Because, like, there are cats out there that, like, people take on hikes. That's so cool. I went hiking with Dave yesterday, and there was, like, a pack of, like, 6... like Labradors with someone just like walking down the path. There's like 6 big ass dogs. Like, it was
one
hilarious.
person and 6 dogs.
Okay, it was like 2 people, but it was like 6
still,
like big dogs. I was like, that is so cool, but like I hate y'all are stinky. Go away. So I just want like a really active, fun cat. Like that can be my pal and not just like lay around at home. So I forget what breed it was, but I've been looking at like some breeds. Like I don't want like a Bengal because that's too much. But I want a cat that's, like, a little more active and, like, easier to train and not just, like... I don't have anything against American Shorthairs because I've always had just, like, mystery cats from the pound.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure that, like, if I want a cat that can do something like this, I feel like I'm going to have to get a breed that is, like, more eager to do stuff. Because I think a lot of, like, American Shorthair cats are just, like... They just want to sleep all day and, like, do nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So I don't know what it was that I've seen in the past, but I did research like a while ago. And
was it the Abyssinian cat?
Yeah, it was. I want a gray one because like I think
they come in gray. They do.
They're like an Egyptian cat or something, I think, or something.
They're
like
so cute.
They are. So I want a gray one. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, they do come in that color. Yeah. They seem pretty dope.
And I don't want a long hair cat. Sorry, Mr. Kitty's a long hair cat, and I just can't deal with it anymore. I'm just like so sick of it.
Yeah,
so much hair. And keeping up with like brushing him.
Yeah, part of the reason why I don't like really like cats is just like all animals shed, but cats seem to shed more.
And I do have cat allergies, and
Are you still getting shots?
Sucks. No, and I want to get back into it with this whole like COVID thing happening. I'm not trying to go out to like additional appointments, but like I need to because Mr. Kitty, I get like I think like fibers in my eye and it just like irritates my eye. And there's even been a couple of videos where my eye's like all red and puffy because it's just like and people are like, do you have a sty in your eye? I'm like, no, it's allergies. Like, don't look at my eye, please.
Well, do you want to mention how you kind of just like randomly got a cat allergy? Because that's a thing with allergies. You can develop them at any point in your life at any time.
So our first cat we got when I was in like 3rd grade. But then in, I think it was 9th grade in high school, I became so allergic to cats that just like constantly sneezing, nose running, eyes red, and just like itchy, and just if they scratch me, which still happens now, it'll just be like pink and raised up and like itchy. So we had cats for like a long time, almost 10 years, and then suddenly I had like an extreme cat allergy, which I got shots for because like I'm not just gonna get rid of our cats.
Didn't you wake up in the middle of the night like barely being able to breathe
no,
or something?
I was just getting hives from something. It was probably just I feel like that was just like something that like came in contact with me, like medicine or something.
Oh, okay.
That happened like twice, but it went away. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it was cat related, but I could breathe. It was just like itchy hives. So I don't know. I'm not taking shots now because I stopped taking them when I left America, but I feel like I need to get back into it because it's still mildly annoying. My situation.
Hey, bud.
But yeah.
Interesting. I hope I don't develop dog allergies.
I think dog allergies are a lot less common.
Maybe. Yeah, cat allergies seem pretty common.
Yeah. Maybe because cats aren't as domesticated as dogs.
It's like something to do with the dander. Cats do a lot more self-grooming. I don't know. Who knows?
Well, then shouldn't they be like, oh, whatever. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not a scientist.
Whatever. I don't know things.
Well, Yeah, I guess I don't really... I've fantasized about getting a second dog, but I've lived with people where there's also another dog in the household, and Bones is just a single dog person. He's very jelly. If I'm, like, take him to the dog park and I pet another dog, he's just, like... He'll run back and he'll be like, excuse me? That's my mom. And Mom can only pet me. Just, can you not? It's pretty weird, so... I don't see myself getting another dog. And also, it's just, like... It's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, like, for now, I don't want to bother Mr. Kitty with another cat, because he's so old, and, like, I feel like he had, like, a major personality change when Licky passed away. Like,
yeah.
Licky was very much like, this is my mom, and, like, I love her, and whenever Mr. Kitty tried to get close, she'd, like, hit him. She wasn't, like, aggressive or mean, but, like, if she was in my lap and he tried to get, like, really close, she'd be like, get away. Like, it's time for me and Mom.
She's protective.
But now... Yeah, now, like, he gets in my lap, which is, like, he's never done that. But now he can, so he does, which is kind of sad, but... So, yeah, I don't want to bother him with... I'm waiting for him to be gone before I get another cat, because I can't bother him with a kitten. That'd be so sad.
Yeah, that would be pretty tough. That'd be tough. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't really have much else to say about a cat, about a dog, or about...
Would you ever have a cat? You're done with litter boxes? Is that the main thing?
I think, I'm just, like, so scarred from living in a house with 4 cats that I don't think I even want to live in a house with 1 cat, which is unfortunate, because, like, when I visit a friend with a cat, you know, I'm like, oh, dope, I love a cat. Let me pet a cat. But I just, like, I really like that a dog... It goes outside. Now, I know that might change when Bones becomes really old and unable to, like, really control that anymore. That's a thing that happens with old animals. But for the most part, he, like, 99.5% of the time, he is doing all of his business outside, and I love that.
Yeah, that's the one thing I hate about cats, but, like, dogs are so stinky and smelly, and I don't like them, so...
I guess that's the advantage of Bones, is, like, he's small... So he doesn't really... Well, so I'm, like, saying, like, the dog smell he doesn't really have much of. He's however, a prolific farter. No, he does stink. And I'm not talking about just, like, you can smell them across the room. I mean, like, me and Dave actively smell Mr. Kitty because he smells good. Oh,
he
like
smells
the smell. Good. Okay.
But also, like, if you pet a dog, your hand stinks.
Well, okay, I guess that might just be up to, like... Do you feel that way about other people's cats?
All cats smell good.
When was the last time you sniffed someone else's cat?
Well, I don't have any friends, and I can't visit them.
Well, because I was going to say, like, I think that other people's dogs stink. I don't like other people's dogs.
No, all dogs stink.
But I love the way that my dog smells, because I think probably because he's my dog.
Because he smells like you? It can't be, because sometimes I'll, like, rub my head on him, and I smell him, and I'm like, ew, it smells like me. Like, gross. And then if Mr. Kitty goes outside, he smells like outside.
Well, no, I didn't say it's because Bones smells like me. I'm just like, I'm saying, like, it's kind of like when you have a human baby, like, you love that, like, there's something
I think
chemically...
everybody likes new baby smell.
With a baby.
I mean, people who like babies.
Yeah.
Not me.
I just think it's because Bones is my dog, I love the way he smells. He does, like, if it's been a month since he's had a bath, he will get a smelly smell. But his natural
cats
smell?
don't... Or my cat... I've never
I
had
guess
a cat.
because they, like, bathe themselves.
But they stink after they bathe because they smell like their breath. So, what's the science?
What now, scientists? I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
I'm always chasing that mystery of why my cat smells so good.
Well, so I love the way my dog smells. Honestly, I think even
not a fan of the farts.
Even if I stop smelling his farts, I think that might be disturbing. But I will say, when I picked him up after being gone for so long, I had somehow forgotten how smelly he was, and I was like, that first week having him back, I was like, holy shit.
I think you're just used to
his farts.
You put up with his stench because you like him.
I love him. Bones, I love you.
This is just a dog theory, though, but, you know.
But that's just a theory. A dog theory. Yeah, who knows? I mean, yeah, that has something to do with it. If I didn't like him, I wouldn't like the way he smelled.
Maybe.
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 Well.
All right. How many times have we like said, "Well, this is the end"?
I know, and I'm like, but I can talk more about my own dog because I love him. But there's not, Bones. Maybe you can have your own show on your own YouTube channel. But this one's about me.
Just record Bones standing in front of a camera.
I thought about getting him an ASMR channel. It's kind of like a joke.
No one wants to hear that. Is the thing.
We'll see. I'm going to start... Well, you know what? I've got this mic now. I'm going to start an ASMR channel. We'll see how it does.
I mean, you're not... Honestly, there are dog ASMR channels out there where dogs eat things, so you're kind of behind that game. Sorry.
Well, whatever.
All right.
Okay.
That's our pets.
I guess
you
that's
guys
our
enjoyed.
Pets. Get a paw up on it next time.
I did not like that. Well, you know what they say. No, Bones, they don't say that.
No one said that, Bones.
No one.
We can't stay.
But we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Meow, meow.
Bye.
Meow, meow, meow. If you're a cat and...
If you're a dog, woof. Woof.
Big oof.
That's all I have to say about that.
Wow. Okay. Well, alright. Well, at this point, we're